Hello and welcome. I am Brett Dupree once again talking about my awesome journey. You know that I haven't really got dressed for the day when I'm wearing my jersey, which is just out there. Plus, this is so nice. I love it so much. But today I'm talking about something else. Yesterday I was talking about my therapist and my nutritionist and how important they have been in my journey. And today I kind of want to talk about something that I recently talked with my nutritionist about because as I've said earlier, weight loss is not my main goal when it comes to food. My main goals are simple. I want a good relationship with food. I don't want food to dominate my mind. And yeah, I'm going to pause it right here because I need to write that down. Sorry, I try to remember what I was going to talk about in the future because I came up with an idea and that just reminded me what it was. So basically what I'm saying is something I talked to my nutrition about, which is weight loss is not my main goal of eating and exercise. Exercise to help my heart, to live longer and be healthier, help my blood sugar and all that stuff. And eating is to feel good, be nutritious, and have maximum enjoyment. But at the same time, to maximally enjoy my life, I don't want to maximize my body. Being 400 and I'm hoping 50 pounds, hoping I lost 20 or so pounds. I feel a little lighter and I know I'm healthier. As I say that, I do want to be smaller. That is one of my goals in my head is I don't want to be over 400 pounds. Honestly, I want to get to at least 350 because that's the maximum weight I feel I can be and function in today's society. People didn't just randomly call me fat when I was 350. That was nicer. I mean, I could fit in airplanes at 350. I can go to movies and feel comfortable at 350. Movement, while not the best, was more. Everything was just better at 350 than, like, I remember when that was the fattest I've ever been, but man, I wish I can get to that again. So I did the thing where I don't keep track of my food, but what I did is I went to just a calorie counter and just put in what I want a typical day to be. I started eating breakfast, for instance, because my new nutritionist suggested breakfast. And, I used to do intermittent fasting and, no breakfast. Just remember the other thing I want to talk about. Little pause. Back. Sorry about that. You know how brains work when you're in your 40s. I'm like, oh, I'm going to talk about this. When I go to my computer, I'll write it down. And I got here, looked at my Notepad++, could not remember a thing. And I just remember both of them. And they were both the same. Anyway, my hunger cues were completely messed up. And so I don't get hungry in the morning. So working on that. And so I wrote down for breakfast, the snacks that I eat, and dinner. Well, I didn't do dinner. I just did my breakfast, snacks, and lunch, and then determined how I'm going to do dinner because I don't want to minimize my lunch because I generally eat a smoothie with almost all my servings of fruit and vegetables. I don't know if it's the best way to do it, but it's the way I enjoy eating fruits and vegetables the most, is a nice, delicious smoothie that is just sweetened by the protein powder that I put in because I want some protein. And so, yeah. And so I was looking at that and I was thinking to myself, okay, what can I do with my current weight, with my current eating habits to also facilitate some weight loss, but without going back to the dieting mindset. And so I was thinking to myself, I will work more on getting more in touch with my hunger cues and see what the minimum amount of food I could eat to satisfy me and make me feel good. And so that, because I can see, I got into a few not great habits. For instance, I got to the point where I really wanted dessert after every meal because I started eating sweets often to get better at eating sweets. I mean, I started buying cookies and try to eat only one cookie per meal, and these are delicious cookies, for instance, and stuff like that. And yeah, I probably should talk about food challenges in the future. So, but then I kind of got in the habit of eating sweet things, especially at the end. I'm thinking to myself, maybe I don't need to do that. I also have a bunch of instant oatmeal that's should satisfy that craving as well. So that not every day, I'm not saying I'm going to give up all ice cream or cookies or things like that, but do I need cookies every day? It would be nice if cookies were a little bit more special and enjoy them more rather than a habit being like something just to have when I want rather than have because I feel like I need. And do I need that much food in for breakfast? That was my question to myself. Because I mean, like 1,000 calorie breakfast. Maybe if I move that down to 800, 750, 600, would that still satisfy me? And kind of ask questions that way. And I talked to my nutritionist about it. And she thought it was a good idea to just see it as an experiment to see how I'm doing because I'm no longer thinking about like how food, I'm not counting calories, doing my macros. I'm not trying to stress over food, but at the same time, I do want to start getting smaller. And I also got to a point in my exercising because when I first started exercising, I would get ravenously hungry because I was tired all the time. And I'm at a point now where I'm starting to feel good when I exercise at Orange Theory, and I feel kind of rejuvenated, and I'm not starving when I'm done. I also eat a Cliff Bar afterwards. I'll talk about that in the future too. But the idea is to not utilize food as a weight loss thing, but to recognize my goal to be smaller and adjust my behaviors to facilitate my body in shrinking. But do so in a way that's not diety, that I'm still getting my nutrition, that I'm still satisfied, that I'm never hungry. I do reach a point of ravenous hunger that's derailed so many diets, and it's actually kind of easier to do that because so I make sure I have good snacks around that if I start to feel hungry to really tap in to use this as a way to really tap into my body more and get to the point where like I understand my hunger cues and I'm connected. So yeah, I'll talk about my hunger cues tomorrow in tomorrow's thing. I don't know why I'm saying so much. Toastmaster habit is starting to bother me in this video for some reason. Anyway, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today is still having a goal of weight loss without making weight loss my goal and how interesting that is. And so I hope this is interesting to you. And I hope you have an amazing day. Like and subscribe and all that jazz.